It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 5 in 4S Ranch. And there is so much going on today. We've extended the project a couple of days because the client's so thrilled with what we're doing. She wants us to do more. So I thought it would be fun to show you the controlled chaos that is an installation. Greg is currently working on those micro sprayers for the bromeliads. We talked about this. The bromeliads need to get water in their little cups. So he's connected a little line to the hard line so that these will spray out and fill those cups. The other succulents are going to love getting little showers every day. It is not a problem. So this is how we do it when we're working with bromeliads. Yeah, we have got Kevin on installing plants along the driveway here. These are mostly just tough crassulas that I've grouped 5-gallon specimens in trios. Remember how I tell you that that's a way to cheat and make a 5-gallon look like a 15? Just add 3 and cram them all together in the same hole. Another plant that's a winner in this installation that I'm using a lot of is the aloe striata. Extremely tough plant, should do absolutely fantastic here in the heat of 4S Ranch. We've got Jose over here moving 3/4 inch burgundy lava. You're going to get to see this in the backyard in a minute. This looks spectacular against the muted natural browns and colors on this house. We had a little catastrophe. The gardener pineappled this beautiful attenuata variegate. This was here. I didn't plant the variegate. So the way we handled that was just to cheat by planting crassula ovata underneath to hide the trunk. Never pineapple your agaves. If they grow too big for the space, move them to a new space. Okay, these pots are not going to be irrigated, so we capped the irrigation in both of these beds. I'm going to be leveling this, rocking it, and we're going to use an Arizona River Rock pebble out front because of this hot mess right here. The leaves, yuck. So I'm hoping that the Arizona River Rock will kind of mask the look of those leaves and they won't show up so much. Colin is over here working on irrigation. Here's the Mickey Mouse stuff that we talked about, that we took out with all of these little funky drips that go to individual plants and they clog and they're just a hot mess. This irrigation, the filtering and the tubing, the little holes are 6 inches apart. That will give plenty of irrigation to all of these plants. So this was part of the add-on. We originally weren't going to do this area of the yard on this phase, but she decided let's do it because they sit out here and enjoy this a lot. So we've got crassula, we've got aloes, we've got mangaves. She already had this orange tree, which Greg will wrap multiple times to be sure that it gets plenty of water. And I was able to pull some of the rubble to create boulder effect in this 1 foot bed. These rocks, sometimes when they're small, all you have to do is stand them up and it makes them look a heck of a lot bigger. This area in here is kind of a nothing burger right now, but it's going to pop. What we did is we took some extra planting can soil, we mounded up this area. I planted a very full aloe striata that's got some pups on it. And I'm going to do some really, really interesting rock work in this area. I don't want to plant it out too heavily. I want them to have access to the trees. Same over here with this lemon tree. I'm going to do some rubble underneath it, which will look really, really tight and finished. Greg ran irrigation to the new raised beds. The client will plant these out in seasonal herbs and vegetables. Some of you were asking about the mural. This is just chalkboard paint. And the kids come out here with their chalk and they just make different designs and colorful things on it. And you can see it through their living room window. So what a fun idea if you have kids. I'm going to be pulling in a potted fruit tree right here as well, to add to the client's existing collection of trees. So I'm done with the planting in here. I'll have to come in the wintertime when these fruit trees are moved because they're just way too close to the house. I'll have to do a little tweaking, but that'll be easy. I took the hose and I was cleaning off some of the rocks. That's always a lot of fun to see the color pulled out of them once they're clean. Here's our burgundy lava. It hasn't even been washed off yet, but I absolutely love how it looks. And you're probably wondering, what in the world is she going to do with all of this rubble? Well, I'll show you. In addition to supplementing the flower beds with it, I've also dropped a bunch of it behind the Petalanthus bracteus. And I'm going to also do this look behind the outdoor kitchen barbecue. I just think that looks really tight and finished. Also supports the plants and holds them upright. The pots are looking spectacular. The Bacarnia is looking spectacular. I got this pot planted out. It's going to go back here in this corner, but I'm going to wait until we get the rock down before I stage it. And as you can see, we still have some plants to sink. Greg had to modify this irrigation as well. So that's done. We'll sink the plants, we'll rock, and then we'll move the pot. We are not going to be running irrigation to the pots. The client is going to hand water them. I don't like irrigation in pots. I think they get too wet. Hannah did a masterful job on the gutters. They are finished. They look spectacular. And now all that's left to do back here is plant the Burschenarias and do our rocking, and we'll be good to go back here. So I still have to pull in another fruit tree of my client's choosing. And we've got a lot of rocking to do. We got some micro irrigation to do, but the planting is pretty much done. And we are on the downward side of the mountain. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting from 4S Ranch on day 5 with your succulent tip of the day. Bye guys.